Sailing Alone Around the World by Joshua Slocum. Introduction. The first man to sail around the world all alone was a brown-bearded, bald-headed Massachusetts skipper named Slocum. He was 51 when he started from Boston on April 24th, 1895, in the Spray, a 37-foot sloop of 9 tons register net, which he himself had rebuilt from a derelict hulk. More than 3 years later, on June 27th, 1898, he dropped anchor in Newport, Rhode Island, having cruised 46,000 miles entirely by sail and entirely alone. He had gone without power, radio, money, advertising sponsor, insurance, or hospitalization. He had crossed the Atlantic to Gibraltar, then crossed it again, following Magellan's course southwestward, gone through the Straits, traversed the Pacific much of the time with the wheel lashed while he sat below reading, cooking, or mending his clothes, rounded the Cape of Good Hope, and crossing the Atlantic for the 3rd time, made it home. Men have gone around the world in small boats since, some single-handed, but none has made the voyage Slocum made, and none has written a book to compare with sailing alone around the world. Since its first publication 50-odd years ago, all manner of blue-water men have called it a classic of sailing, which it is. But the Slocum saga in and of itself, that's to say as literary stuff, is fully as successful as the exploit it tells of. Direct, bluff, and vivid, studied with passages of salty vitality, of poetic prose, and of King James English. Sailing Alone Around the World is, first of all, a classic of narrative writing. It's no mere record of events, however, for Slocum is very much alive in his book. Shipbred and Victorian reticence notwithstanding, which is incidentally one of his charms, to the careful reader the captain is rather revealing. And it's just these revelations into character which provide not only the book's greatest interest, but raise it into the ranks of the best. One might sum up the matter thus. As the first man to sail round the world alone, Captain Joshua Slocum, as surely as Noah, is acknowledged as among the immortals of maritime history. In literary history, on the other hand, he hardly is known at all. Among men of letters, Van Wyck Brooks is one of the few to reckon with him. In The Confident Years he writes that Slocum's story might have been described as a nautical equivalent to Thoreau's account of...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?